everybody, welcome to Ukraine!
The sixth round of the FIM MX3 Motocross World Championship came to Черновцы town in the Ukraine, which is a must-see city situated in the centre of the smallest region of the Ukraine. And in 2008, the city itself celebrated its 600th anniversary. In terms of the racing though, Julien Bill has a 28-point advantage over the Frenchman Milko Potosek with 7 race wins, 2 seconds and 2 thirds. And he is clearly the man to beat in 2011.
Here we go, take off, here's the start, as well as pit lane.
Take a whole shot.
Huge lead into the first corner. Now we go right hand to a fast little step up.
Left corner through the finish line.
Now this is the finish line, past the finish line, now over a little step down, steep landing, real fast right hand corner, into a long straight to a little tabletop.
Left corner and single to the left corner also. Again single and really fast left corner, slippery and tricky.
Yeah, no ruts, nothing to hug against, so it's just your drifting.
Right corner.
Tight right hander into a little rut.
Yeah, trying to pass me.
Yeah, it's not really working now.
Yeah.
Now we go, here we go.
Up here and
Now tight on the inside. Now we're going to these rollers. Is double again to single.
Huge.
Yeah. Now hug real wide into a tight left hander.
Slippery one, huh?
Yeah, again, nothing, hug again.
Right, yeah. Flat track.
Here's a little corner tabletop jump. It's pretty fun. To a right hander. Now we come to a real steep little single.
We're coming to the fast right corner with the tabletop to the right side. We can whip really nice.
Yeah, for sure. Now over a little single again into a tight left hander. Oh, there we go. A bit wide there. We're show pony, look at that whip.
Yeah, not
bad. Big again, tabletop downhill. Hard on the brakes. It's a tight right hander again.
A little uphill with the jump. And again right corner with a single again and single again to the left.
Yeah. Hard on the
tight
brakes.
Corner,
tight. There we go. Now big single, launch the flat. Again left, big single. To one of these other big faces with a hard landing.
Here is a big straight fast to the pit lane.
That pit lane.
To the right corner. Step up.
Again to step up. Back to the tight left-hander.
And the finish line.
And that's the lap in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Hello, we are here in Ukraine, Черновцы, for the next round of the MX3 World Championship, together with our Bulgarian rider Nikolai Kumanov. Nikolai, when did you start racing motocross?
Oh, it's too long time, before 17 years. It was 1995. And I'm here in Ukraine for the second time. First time it will be 2001 year with 125 European Championship.
Position number 13 in the current standings for the championship. Do you find this number 13 dangerous for you?
No, I don't think so. I think that number 13 is my lucky number, but I come in here for more and more points. If I have a chance tomorrow to bring more than 20 points, I go to the first 10 riders, and this is must be perfect for me.
This year you have a new team. You are planning for the first time a full year in MX3 Quas World Championship. Tell us something from the kitchen of your new team.
Yes, I am completely with the new team, just the same bike, Yamaha 450. Otherwise, the team Ecometal Engineering this year support me for the complete season. And after all the six races, I come more and more comfortable. And I think till the end of the season, I go on the top 10.
So we can conclude that top 10 is the spot, your place in the standings at the end of the year. But which riders you think you must beat in the next races in order to be in the top 10?
Yes, this is the big question. My target is top 10 because last 30 years we don't have another Bulgarian rider to come in the top 10 of World Championship after Dimitar Angelov. And so now Marco Kovalainen didn't come in here in Ukraine. So if I bring more than 20 points, I will come in top 10, and this will be perfect for me before the next race in Slovenia.
Well, just before race one then, let's recap as to the situation in the FIM MX3 Championship. Julian Bill has a 28-point advantage over Milko Potazek, with Martin Macek just 8 points further back in third. In qualification, it was Julian Bill who won the qualifying race from Martin Macek and Milko Potazek, with Martin Zareva and the Ukrainian Mikola Pazhninsky down there in 5th position. So something for the local crowd, and it was a big crowd as well this weekend that turned out to watch the FIM MX3 riders do battle around this Черновцы circuit. Up front though was a whole shot for Milko Potazek in the first moto, closely followed by Julian Bill. So in terms of the championship, as we look on board here, there is Milko Potazek going down the start straight with that whole shot through the first turn. And we're on board with the guy who leads him in the championship, Julian Bill. So in terms of what the crowd wanted to see then, and all of us as well, the first two in the championship out in front, going at it already right from the get-go. A little bit further out in third position looks to be the 232 of Martin Macek, yeah, in third position. And then we had the 174, Martin Zareva of the Czech Republic on his Honda in fourth position. And a good crowd turned out up on the hillside there. You can hear them rooting for their homeboy Mikola Pazhninsky, riding the 116, and he's on a KTM. But there's Julian Bill, number 2, just pulling a tear off. That's Macek there going through in third position. Here's Martin Zareva, he's in fourth position, and then there was the flash of the Ukrainian Mikola Pazhninsky, number 116, in fifth place. A good circuit here, great facilities, a good atmosphere all weekend long. As we look at the 115, that's Alexander Pazhninsky, also of the Ukraine, and he was just knocking around just inside the top 10. Marco Maddi charging down into 10th position on his KTM, number 153, the Italian. But up front, Milko Potazek and Julian Bill, barely more than 1 or 2 bike lengths apart during the moto, but coming under pressure was the Swiss Julian Bill from the number 232 Martin Macek on his KTM. Martin Zareva, 174, was hanging on in there in fourth position, and it was a great ride for Mikola Pazhninsky, 116 in fifth place. Just behind them, it was the 162 of Michael Stauffer, who sits 7th in the championship before arriving here in the Ukraine. Milko Podezek, who prior to coming here had only taken 4 race wins, so he was looking at trying to close that gap that is 28 points between him and Julian Bill just there, number 2. That's your first and second in the race. But towards the end of the moto, Julian Bill started to find his rhythm and closed right in on the back of the UFO Honda rider, Milko Podezek, and decided to make a last-ditch effort on the final laps just to increase his points lead in the championship to what would have been 31. But the Frenchman here, number 5, Milko Podezek, our race leader, absolutely doing everything he could to stay ahead of the Swiss rider Julian Bill there, number 2, the current points leader. And Martin Machek not letting him go either, back on board with Julian Bill, as he tried to follow Milko Podezek, just getting a little bit roosted there through the final corner as they rejoin on that start straight. Having a good ride was Martin Zareva down in 4th position. Mikola Pezhninsky, well, he was unruffled, riding with the best MX3 riders in the World Championship. He was there in 5th position with Michael Stauffer in 6th, but in the end it was a win for number 5, taking his 5th race win of 2011. Milko Podezek celebrates in front of the large Ukrainian crowd here with, so Milko Podezek wins it then from Julian Bill, Martin Machek, Martin Zareva. Pezhninsky was 5th from Stauffer and Pirinen.
Ciao ciao everybody. So here is RCC Orion RS Petrol Racing Team, and this is my bike KTM 450, and also I have on this bike, this is all standard bike, but I have like a special that I make myself on the clutch here, 232 Martin Machek, and some special stuff, also some orange stuff, and more like make a nicer bike, you know. But also I want to show you that people that go with me all the races MX3, it's like my trainer Jan Froniek, that he was riding Dakar.
Martin have every week a race, and this year too much make practice. This bike must, after every race, must I think 2-3 hours work, must looking parts, cleaning, and this year have KTM very good bike.
When I was start with motocross, I was young, so it's like many years before. I had like 9 years old. So, and my first bike was Yamaha 80cc. It was not automatic. It was with gearbox, you know. So it was really difficult for me that I start on the bike, that I must work something, you know, on the bike. And now we are MX3, and yeah, here is also hard work, you know, but I love this work because the motocross is my hard situation. Now I am in Chempionnat, I'm 3, So I want to look to the front, but no, don't want to look to the back. But yeah, it's motocross and can happen everything. Okay, I'm not Facebook man, maybe looks like, but just now I writing with my friends. But if you want to be my friend, add me on Facebook. I'm waiting for you. Ciao, ciao.
So for the second race then, the FIM MX3 riders line up, prepare their gates on what is a very, very hot weekend here, 34 degrees. And the people who are more used to it, the crowd out there on the banking getting ready to see, hopefully, a repeat of what happened in Moto number 1, which was fantastic action all the way through, but a very, very tense affair between our two championship contenders, Julian Bill and Milko Potazek. Slow rider just getting off the line there, the 126, that was Mikola Chen of the Ukraine on his Yamaha, but up front this time, it was number 2, Julian Bill, who grabbed that whole shot, this time from the number 5, Milko Potazek. Martin Macek was in there as well, so too was Martin Zareva. Antti Pirinen looked to have got a good start. As we go on board with Julian Bill, Milko Potazek tried to come around him on the left-hand side, but got forced wide by the Swiss rider over the first jump and into turn 2. Then over the tabletop, the large crowd really getting into it. So the big question then, would Julian Bill, number 2, just go on and pull away? Or would Milko Potazek, our winner from race 1, turn up the heat and go after the Swiss rider and try and make it a double victory? Well, in the early stages, it was Julian Bill from Milko Potazek. Number 2 from the number 5, the Swiss rider from the French. In third position, it was the 232 of Martin Macek. So he would have been happy with third position. Good solid points for him, the former MX1 rider. But already you can see that Julian Bill had other intentions. He didn't want to get into that whole process of cat and mouse, which is what it was in the first moto when he was trying to find a way past Milko Potazek. And Julian Bill, number 2, well, keeping a nice steady advantage, but by the midpoint of the race, Macek had a problem. He fell and eventually would remount and go after the number 153 of Marco Maddi, so that would be around about 6th or 7th position. Eventually he found a way through. So up front then it was Julian Bill, who in the end was pretty comfortable ahead of Milko Potazek, but what about Martin Zareva? In terms of where he's been all season long, Zareva, who's 5th in the championship, best result for him. A 4th in the first moto in Bulgaria, the second round of the championship. So this would be his first visit to the podium in terms of a moto finish, and it might even get him on the overall podium as well. .162, Michael Stauffer was having a good ride. He was in 6th position, just ahead of Marco Maddi here. The 153 on his KTM. Peter Michalczak was 8th. Roman Morozov, the Ukrainian, was down in 9th position, 764. And Alexander Pezhninsky, who had a good ride in moto number 1, he was down in 10th. But both the European riders, Julian Bill and Milko Potazek, styling it here for this Ukrainian crowd. And having a good ride in 3rd position, albeit about 30 seconds down on the 2nd place rider Milko Potazek. Martin Zareva was doing enough just to stay ahead of the 213 of the Finnish rider on the Honda, Antti Pirinen, who was down in 4th position. Martin Macek, though, was battling back. He was battling with Michael Stauffer to try and find a way past the Austrian into 5th position. Eventually, Martin Macek would make that 5th position all of his own, but the second moto, though, would belong to Julian Bill. He would win from Milko Potazek. Martin Zareva would be 3rd, Antti Pirinen 4th, Martin Macek 5th, Michael Stauffer was 6th, Marco Maddi was 7th, Peter Michalczak was 8th, Roman Morozov was 9th, And then we had Alexander Pazhnytsky down in 10th of the Ukraine. Overall in the Grand Prix, a share of the points for Bill and Potizek keeps that lead at the top of the championship table to 28. Here's your podium then, and as we've said all weekend long here, the crowd absolutely massive, and taking his first podium in 2011 with that third position in that second moto, the the Czech rider on the Honda, Martin Zareva. Second overall, Milko Potizek with a first and a second. He'd be delighted with that. No points gained, none lost, that's the important thing. To Julian Bill, who they see his bike in the middle of the podium with that red number plate on the front of that machine. He arrived here as a series leader. He will go to the next round as the series leader as well, maintaining that 28-point advantage. Julian Bill victorious here this weekend with a second and a first. And that's his 7th race win of the season and his 5th overall victory in 6 rounds as well, so pretty good for Julian Bill this year. And the most important part, I guess, for Julian Bill, well, his team manager comes up to collect his manufacturer's trophy, but for Julian Bill, as Viktor Timchenko, deputy of the Ukrainian parliament, doing the honours here this weekend. Good to have the dignitaries here. But it was a big win for Julian Bill, really stamping his authority. Patricia Maskarova, the Ustream MX3 general manager, hands the red plate to Julian Bill. He still leads the championship after 6 rounds. While they get busy with the fizzy, let's take a quick look at the point standings. Julian Bill has 259. And you'll see from the graphic, he is still 28 points clear, 231, and then Machek third on 212. Piranov still 4th, Zareva still 5th.
Thanks for my team and mechanic, and I have very good bike. This track is, for me, is nice, no problem, and I hope for next race and Orechova Vas.
Yes, it's a good weekend for me. In Ukraine, I win the first moto and I finish 2 in the second. So I don't lose points for the championships, and I win like 12 points in the third, mid-check. So I am happy, and Slovenia, I want to win.
Yeah, my weekend started really bad. You know, I was stuck on Friday in the airport and I had missed my plane. And then on Saturday it went all good. I got pole on each, practice and stuff, and then won the qualifying race. But you know, that doesn't count for anything for Sunday. So all new for Sunday, really hot. First moto, I got a decent start, but I stayed behind Milko. I couldn't, pass. So yeah, I got second, and then I was motivated to get the win in the second moto. I got the whole shot. I think it was the first time of the year I got the whole shot finally, so I was happy with that. And then just pulled away and got the win, so that's really good. And keeping the same points distance, keeping the red plate. So I'm really happy, and I'm looking forward to next weekend.
And we will be there at the next race in Orechova Vas in Slovenia. We hope you can join us. My name's Paul Malin. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.